Yep, we're live.
Hi everybody, welcome to Kind of the Frostmaiden. If you've been wondering where we've been for the last few weeks...
Aggie died.
Oh god! Dark! Aggie has left now that his Kickstarter made 1.85 million. Ugh.
This is such a tragic passing.
Yeah. He went Scrooge McDuck in it and just got buried under all his gold coins.
You may have seen him from Sam Regal's aneurysm on his absolute abortion of an advert on the last episode of Critical Role.
Wow.
It was possibly through. I don't know how much oversight he got to have in it. I imagine next to nothing other than here's what my product is. But that was possibly the single worst ad spot I've ever seen them do.
Yeah. It was not great. It was not great. But hey ho. We'll see if we do any better when we start sponsoring people's products, hey? Right then.
The silence is telling how good of a job we're gonna do.
Oh, yeah. Right, do you know what? I need to pull up some notes, don't I? That would be a good start. God, I've not even got used to putting notes in Fantasy Grounds yet. I'm writing everything in a Google Doc still.
Fantasy Grounds.
No, in fact, Foundry. Oh, wash my mouth out.
This guy.
Wash my mouth out.
Looking for that Matt Colville sponsorship, are you?
Oh. Active modules 3. Okay.
Oh, have they all turned off?
Yeah.
Fuck me, this DM.
Well, I've not turned them off, have I? They've obviously all just turned off when it's updated.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know which ones are now thingy. So do I just turn them all on and see which ones are broke?
Hold on. I should be able to do this. I can't click anything. Let me just reload.
Maybe that's why I had a moment in
I
which
know
I
which
didn't
ones.
recognize the page.
My mouse has been going fucking Gilbert Grape
Again?
today.
Again?
Yeah, it's just been fighting me. Have a look. Manage modules. There we go. So, fuck off, mouse. You just talk, DM. I will sort the modules.
Okay. Why is it doing that? Can you see why there's the little thingy in the middle of the landing screen, like as if somebody's been highlighted? Can you
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
that's one of the modules. That's the focus, I think it's called.
Yeah, what's it focusing on?
Yeah.
It normally highlights a thing though, right?
Yeah, it normally highlights a token and it tells you whose turn it is.
Yeah. So why the hell is it just sat there?
Happens to me occasionally. If you click onto the the asset, like the cube icon, you can select it and delete it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a tile. Ah, cool. Cool.
This guy's got modules I've never even heard of. Defreds droppables.
Yeah, the focus thing tends to go wild, especially when you have hidden enemies. It seems to just not work for those.
Hidden enemies on the splash screen.
Free loot taverns, magic item vaults. Pass.
To be fair, we did fight some wolves on the splash screen. So.
That's true. Yeah, we did have combat there. Yeah.
I am not going to enable FX Master just because of the giant bug of it at the moment.
Oh, with giant snow.
Yeah, but we're giant everything.
That's your time to shine with your giant Spain axe. Just fighting the snow.
I'm pretty sure that the snow will win.
Yeah. Gris is a massive puss.
Could be interesting for Strat though. The evolution of bats into giant bats.
Hey, thinking outside the box.
Very fitting.
Yeah. So, last session, man, you guys got stuff pushed in. It was bad all around.
Is supplemental bestiary something that you need or want, or is that just something? Tetra Cube Importer?
Not for this. It's for when you make SID monsters using, there's an online builder where you can enter it and then you just put in the markup code and it adds
The cycle of Cerberus sounds like some sort of
adventure. No,
yeah. Cool. Okay.
Just the ones that you know. You don't need to worry about the others, do you?
Well, in case it was like, oh, I have that enabled for it. But yeah, I keep forgetting how little you do.
Yeah, I've enabled nothing myself, so there's nothing on here. Apart from token attacher.
Please hold for a reload.
Wow, look at him not even saying DM, is it okay if he just went straight there. Guy.
I'm not one to ask.
No.
Except, you know.
Yes, of course, yep.
Don't cancel me, yo.
Oh, new migration required? Crashes, tracking and training? What the hell's that?
That's my downtime stuff. All my books I've been filling in, but you assured me.
So I have to migrate now, okay?
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody else has used it, so we'll point to like 10 seconds.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I've got the quest thing. Nice. I know Demarman. So good. Okay, so I feel like, are we ready now? Good.
Yes.
Right then. So last session, you were tracking across the north of the Sword Coast, past Hundlestone towards the spine of the world to make your journey onward towards 10 towns, which is a series of 10 towns and not a single 10 town. So we can finally end our session 0. Oh my god.
I think we won't stream at first, guys. We'll just get comfortable and stream once we get to Icewind Dale.
I know. Well, you know, still wouldn't bother me. 1 minute, 1 second.
Is that a fucking dog or his kids? It's fine. It's his wife.
Can be.
Yeah. So we were in the wagon, and Gris was trying to guide us along a path past a particularly narrow part where there had been a slight landslide. And whilst he was out there, oh no, we got past that bit. You just carried on, and then you just saw that the wagon, the other wagon that we were following from the camp, had fallen over the side of the cliff edge.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like noticed it when you were further away, and then when you went back to see what was there, see if any survivors from either Suribits, who you are pursuing, or the 3 fugitives that Ket the bounty hunter is pursuing. When you got there, you were not only attacked by wolves, but then straight after there was some unnatural force called the Bethic that attacked and was hurling you off cliffs and smashing you all to pieces. And then when the wagon started going and Eileen was in the back of the wagon, there were ice creatures being summoned and created by this Bethic, and they were chasing, and you were fighting a big golem thing, and then getting absolutely smashed in, but then doing some smashing in, and Truax was chasing it, but then he got slowed down, and the crux of it was, you got thrown off, didn't you? You got thrown off by the Bethic.
Oh yeah.
Oof, you got thrown off big time, boy. Fortunately, you had thingy, didn't you? Featherfall. And the after the combat had cleared and yourselves managed to catch up with the wagon, it was at the back of 2 of these ice shard creatures that were chasing down the out of control wagon. They had downed seemingly Eileen, and she was on her last legs. She was rolling death saves. You also came across Ket. Yes, came across Ket. Duke, who had been thrown from the wagon. He was dying. He got saved. And whilst Eileen was unconscious, drifting into the black, she was approached by a voice in the darkness that told her to follow her. Because she had seen you had felt an undead presence while you were on the road at one point.
Yep.
But
and then she followed the voice, and just as Turelos managed to get to her, and did you? I don't know. You healed her, give her a healing potion, something like that, and then brought her back around. However, when the group then went back to the wagon, it was Ket and Sir Gris. We found the wagon and found that there was a half-elf in there, and one of the quarry that Ket had been trying to hunt down. And in his style, instead of taking the head, which is hard to carry, he cut the face off this creature, off this half-elf. He calls it a creature because he's a massive racist, he revealed.
He did reveal that he was all about that human purity.
He is a humanist.
I was like,
indeed.
Ooh.
And unbeknownst to Eileen, but seemingly at the same time, as Ket was cutting into the face of this half-elf, Eileen started feeling an excruciating pain in the side of her face. Completely unrelated.
Completely unrelated. Add more to the rheumatism.
And not that she knows, but the figure that she saw while she was unconscious was the same description, the same figure as the half-elf that was found at the bottom of the ravine. Not that she has found that out in character, but the descriptions were alluded to enough that even though she didn't realise at first, because she thought it was a halfling and not a half-elf, that was an link. And that's where we start. We start in the back of the wagon.
Such happy times. We're all fine.
So the wagon has been absolutely shredded. Duke is he? What the heck is this going on? 1 second. I don't feel like he was at full health, Duke.
Yeah, he was. Why had he been healed?
Had he been healed, though? Because I feel like everybody got
Why
healed.
would he have been healed? He was busy. He wasn't getting attacked, was he? He was just busy holding on for dear life as he was getting...
I mean, he had to be revived because he was making 0 hit. He was making death saves, so...
Was he?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found him on the road.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, you were. You did find him, I believe, because I found Eileen and I missed him entirely. Because I didn't run on the road.
Unless it was Ket and Aggie that got there first, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Do they have
Something
small
like
amounts of HP where healing spells cast, and they have like small pools? In fact, scrolling up would show if a healing spell was cast. You've also done 3D. You've typed 3D8 and 3D10. Have you spent hit dice with them?
Mm.
Oh.
Because why else would you have manually typed out 3D8 and 3D10? And presumably Ket is more martial than Duke.
Yeah.
DM trying to fucking gimp us here.
Maybe. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
The end of their world.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Oh yeah, I think everybody was resting up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so everything, the wagon is in a real state of disrepair. All the canopy has been ripped open. The crates inside, everything's just smashed open. And I forgot to kind of say this before we set off prior. But if everybody can, we're going to go into it now. If everybody, well, I mean, you're at the wagon, and your supplies and everything are just scattered everywhere. You kind of like, you can see behind you now a trail of things scattered about from where the wagon was going off road, and all the back of it has been smashed to pieces, and stuff has been falling out of the back of the wagon as it was going at such a pace. Included in this, in what seems to be lost, are some of the rations that were in your in the crate that Jarlaxle had given you. So, what do you wish to do in terms of goods that may have been scattered?
Well, certainly as we were wandering off that. I mean, we see there were rations that we overlooked in the other wagon because we weren't told this at the time. So presumably walking down there with Ket, I'd have seen strewn boxes.
Debris and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, there's this kind of like debris and stuff scattered
I'm not really
out.
into cheese, but we can.
Sure. So we'll say before you set off, you know that there is a trail of stuff that is kind of like been scattered from the way you came. Obviously, the snow is coming in pretty heavy. If you wish to spend time to try and recover what you can and readjust any supplies, then that is an option for you.
I think Grist would lean towards doing that if the others didn't object.
Well, this is one of the things. Do you know what? Maybe they would be doing it while you went with.
Letitia can go and do that. Letitia goes and restocks.
So, has anybody wrote any actual rations down themselves of stuff that they've got?
I had my. No, I only had my own backpack rations. I didn't have Joel Axel's bounty.
Oh yeah, same.
Cool. No, that's fine. I think for the most part, you've either been eating in town, you were hunting food, so I don't think you've actually necessarily gone into the rations too much. You had 2 weeks worth when you set off from Pondlestone. That is what Jarl Axel gave you. We have been on the road now for 4 days. I think you've all been eating rations in that time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so effectively, you had 10 days of rations left for four people. I'm going to say that Ket and Duke had some stuff loaded into the wagons while they weren't going to use your rations. So I'm going to say, all in all, in the van there would have been, I'm going to call it 17 days worth of rations to cover the 6 of you. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll round it up to 100. We'll say there's 100 ration packs. So, as Aggie isn't here, I'm not going to let her do the check. But for those, I'm going to say Eileen or Turelios, I'll give you an advantage. If one of you wishes to go and search for stuff, then you can do an investigation check.
I think Turielos might do it. Just probably not going too far away from the wagon, though.
Okay. Then I will give you advantage.
Please accept the guidance in these trying times.
How long is it? It's only for the one thing, though, yeah?
Yes, in the one.
It's for your first roll. Okay, cool.
Just keep repopping it. Do a bartender list.
Okay, I'm going to give you advantage with Letitia helping you.
Okay.
So you can.
And that's investigation, or?
Yeah, we'll do investigation.
Sure.
Because it's essentially a search.
With advantage and with a D4, or with that?
Yep, you can do it with the D4.
Okay.
That's going to determine something else. Okay, nice.
My powerful +0.
That +0 all day long. Okay. You are looking around for everything, so keeping in mind you need 6 rations per day to feed the entire group. I'll say that the horses stuff's fine. We'll not go into that too heavy. I'm going to say that you find 46. I'm going to double that up and call it 46 rations pack because you're staying close to the wagon. You're not going all the way back looking for stuff. So you're going to have 46 rations. So call it 46 days worth, and I will account with that. 1 second. I'll say as it stands. There you go. So you have, out of 100, 46 ration packs.
The worst.
Which is going to last you about a week, just over a week, with 6 of you. We'll say that includes, we'll say for now, the same in water. Although there is snow everywhere, I imagine that you wouldn't have necessarily gone out with that much water. So we'll say you've got a full 10 days of water in kegs. So that is what you guys are looking like.
Okay.
Ropes. I think most of you have your ropes and stuff on your person. I think you have the majority of your gear on yourselves, right?
Yes.
Probably.
Correct.
Okay. Well, any gear that you've got, you've still got. You've not lost anything.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, you reconvene. As you're coming back to Gris, you see that they are resupplying the wagon, putting everything back in its place. You'd already been there. You'd seen how messed up it was, and it looks like they've got a good haul, getting everything back. But the wagon itself, the canopy over the top, is beyond repair. It's shredded to ribbons. It is going to offer you no protection against the cold now.
I shall mending it up.
You shall not, because it is a tear longer than a foot. And that is what mending does.
Can't even do it in increments.
Nope. That is not how mending works. It is
What was
supposed
the
to
point?
be...
Well, that's rubbish. What was the absolute point then in me not having that spell anyway? Because I'm a fighter.
What?
I haven't got mend of a fighter on.
I thought it was... no, you've got it on your lamp. On your lamp.
Anything the light touches can be mended or
I'll be honest.
disintegrated.
Half the items that I've given you, I cannot remember what I have given you.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Yeah. So, what do you guys wish to do?
I mean, now that we have all reconvened, I believe we are ready to go, aren't we?
Pretty much.
We didn't want to stay We didn't want to stay here longer than necessary, and it would seem that we now have the intel.
Okay.
What was in that other wagon?
Okay. So we will then pick up from where we were. So as you were on the road, you managed to take a short rest whilst the wagon was driving. In terms of long rest, we are now in what I will call adventure mode. You will require shelter and warmth and some comfort to take the benefits of a long rest. Keep that in mind.
Was none of us clever enough to bring a wizard?
No wizards in your terrible, unoptimized group.
Solenka rules, baby.
Selenka rules. So yes, you need comfort, you need warmth, you need to have eaten, and yeah, had your full rations. Otherwise, you will not get the benefits of a long rest. So currently, your wagon will no longer be providing you the benefits of shelter that it was previously.
Not taking the piss of this question, because it was an option before. Can we not just get under a wagon?
I mean, there's no cover to it. It's an exposed high wagon, so you could get under it.
Oh, yeah, like under.
Yeah, it will give you shelter from the snow, but it is not going to block out any wind or anything like that, so it would not be a comfortable sleep. Maybe it'd be different if you were somewhere where it was just rain that you're trying to get out of, but trying to get out of, wind and sleet and snow, it's not going to be that impactful for you. But you
Is
do
the part where we all learn how to build igloos?
could be.
Well, I was thinking like we could make little walls of snow as windbreakers around it, and then get underneath.
Hey, there's nothing to say that you can't try doing these things.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so you are heading towards the spine of the world, and it starts to get darker as you are approaching, and the clear sky, as much as the snow is coming down, you can kind of see the shadows of the mountains looming closer and closer. It is just blocking out whatever sky and stars were above you. You are now drawing so much closer to it. And how do you wish to ride? In what terms with lamplight? You're just going to try and use Ket's oil lamp that's kind of like out on the front.
I would be asking Duck how appropriate is light at the moment.
Sorry, Kether. Well, I'll be right honest with you. It's getting pretty hard to see out here, mate. But I kind of know the roads, so I'm not overly worried about it.
I can grant you light, but I'll only give you as much as you need. I don't wish to draw any undue attention.
Aye. No, I think might be the wisest. You all think?
The attention seems to be coming our way one way or another.
Duck. Duke. Just gives a slow, thoughtful nod. Aye, you're not wrong. I mean, it's not just me, is it? It's, the 5 of yous as well. It's what yours are comfortable with. I think I can make my way no problem, but, the roads shift.
Then I will have my lantern at a dark red, extend for 30 bright and a further 30 dim.
Are you keeping hold of it? You're not putting it on the thing in front of the horses? You're doing it from, like...
Fuck that. I'm keeping hold of that.
Sure. So you're doing it from Duke's seat, so you can kind of see from where you are, just past the horses, probably like another 25 feet. Dim red all around you. And it is... it's ominous. As dark as it is, you just got the white of the snow just blasting in front of you, and it is freezing out here. For those of you that suffer, you have never been so thankful for having the warm clothing on your back. You notice, even though it was cold, in the wagon, the canopy did help somewhat, but now you can just feel that you are not going to be able to keep going for much longer without lighting a fire, without getting some actual warmth.
And how's Duck looking? Sat up front, is he in big winter clothes?
Oh yeah, he's like
Okay.
proper dressed in it as well.
Okay.
You'd have all been well equipped for it. He had like his big woolly gloves and stuff like that. But even he's kind of like, shivering it off a little bit and probably hitting his flask a little bit more than normal to try and get that fake warmth in his body. He says, probably got about another hour or so until we reach a camp spot right before the spine. Probably the best place to try and camp up. Gives a little bit of cover out of all this.
Sounds good. Hopefully there's no one already there. And anyone has any idea why the thing stopped attacking us?
So wish. Okay. Does it know if it finishes the job or something? Do you seem to know it a tiny bit? What do you know of it?
I mean, you hear things, but I'll be honest, never heard it doing anything like that. But these are much stranger times than I'm used to. This cold, this winter, it's relentless. Never been like this.
And so we keep hearing. Usually, what does the Bedek do? Does it just spook travelers? Does it kill them? Does it chase them?
I mean, most of the time you just hear it trying to be a nuisance and get people lost. You know, kind of builds up a storm around them and tries to blow out lights and kind of draw you off the road, that kind of thing.
Tricksters, mostly, you would say?
I mean, even tricks out here can be pretty dangerous. You know, being lured off the road. If you go off the road here, well, there's only one way down.
That is true. But they don't tend to outright attack you, do they?
Not that I've known, no. But I suppose if something like that happens, I imagine most people don't see the other side of it. Maybe you just don't hear about it. Plenty of people that die on this route and don't make it to 10 towns. You never know what's got them. There's enough. You're spoiled for choice, really.
We're beginning
That's
to
indeed true.
we're beginning to notice that pattern.
About as wild as it's gonna get for most people. So, you know, you got to expect it, I guess. Still, just as dangerous in most cities.
That is indeed true. It is still strange that it stopped all of the sudden.
Is that really true about the cities? I haven't noticed that yet.
I simply nodded that.
Hmm.
You're just seeing my beak.
It's like anyway, if you stay out of the rough bits, you're alright. For the most part. He kind of like bangs his hands together and he's banging his chest to try and warm himself up. I'd be happy to stop, get a fire going. Something a little off the road, warm up. Feel frozen to my bone. Ever since I woke up, man, just can't get that chill out.
Feel like I know what you mean.
Have you decided whether you're going with us or back?
It's a question I keep asking myself, I ain't gonna lie.
Would you be willing to chance a journey back by yourself?
I'd probably leave the wagon. Not much left of it now anyway. No goods to carry. Horses make it a bit quicker. Could jump from one to the next. I don't know. Things are just worse out here than imagined. He kind of like just goes a bit quiet and looks out into the swirling red, white snow ahead.
Well, we still haven't lost a soul here, so there are upsides.
Nearly though. Nearly. And after a little brief interlude of chat, everyone kind of like thinks on that and goes a little bit quiet and carry on driving for a little while. And after a long time, hard to say how long, but you know, Duke reckoned about an hour. You start seeing the land shift. You can feel the inclines. You can feel it's less of a straight road, and there's like a few little turns that he's having to take as he draws closer to the span of the world. And it is just pitch black in front of just solid blackness. And
I really thought you were saying the ink lines, and I thought the map was about to get moved. Like, ooh.
oh, where are we actually? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, let's move the pin, guys. Let's move the pin. We are
1 dot higher. I don't mean to alarm you all, but we have a viewer who isn't Nikki.
What? How'd you get this number?
It's
Happy birthday!
It's Gija.
Happy birthday, Gita!
Happy birthday.
To be fair, I think it was her birthday last week.
It was Nikki's birthday last week.
No, I think it might have been Gija's last week.
Yeah. As you start pulling off the road, just the blackness in front of you, Duke starts slowing down. Whoa! And the horses come to a stop, and all you can see in front of you is just snow, just like a thick drift of snow. And Duke is kind of like...
I need to point out that I have my mason already. I'm just saying, what is it now?
Well, it's off the road, so he's come off the road. If he was following the road to go into the pass, he's come off it slightly, and then he's just kind of like facing the wagon and the horses at essentially this big drift, this big wall of snow.
And does it persist the whole 60 foot out?
Yes.
Is it still just snow that far out?
It's high.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like a big hill of snow in front of you. And
Whee!
a hill going upwards. A big mound, a big drift, and you just see Duke sag in his seat.
What's
happened?
wrong?
That mound of snow. That was the campsite. Looks like avalanche covered the whole place. There's nothing here. And he just kind of casts a glance to either side of him. Like, there's nothing here.
So, guessing that was like, is there cliffs apparent, like above or around it? Anything but like could have avalanched onto it?
I mean, it looks like it is. I mean, you've never seen the scene in the light, so you don't necessarily know what it looks like. But you know that you are kind of at the entrance of the valley that would lead, the road leading through the spine. So you are pretty much at the base of the mountains, and so there is just
so it is a path.
It's very justifiable that this snowdrift has come down and just covered everything.
Okay, so it is a path that has been blocked, not like the little cul-de-sac that we were going to rest in.
No, it's a cul-de-sac. So he's come off the road to go to this cul-de-sac, like you have done every time where you've come off the road to go into these little camp areas.
Mm-hmm.
As he's been coming off, in front of you is just white. So where he was going to come off and park up the wagon for the night, there's just nothing there now. It is just a mound of snow. The road seems to be seemingly unscathed, the path into the spine, but wherever he was going to take you is now under 60 feet of snow.
I'm gonna jump down. Wait here. And I'll take the lantern. Just walk over to the edge of it.
And as you get over, you can see kind of like casting your light out, it just looks like a wall. You're kind of like at the base of this drift, but it kind of like extends quite steeply ahead of you, and it's pretty packed down. You could probably walk on it, but if the majority of this is snow, you don't want to hit a point where you're gonna be falling through it.
That's what I was about to ask. How? So it looks like it's had time to sort of settle and firm. It doesn't look like super loose and soft snow like it's happened very recently.
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's loose enough. You can kind of like pack your hands into it, so it's not like, you know, this obviously wasn't here the last time he came. Are you trying to see whether you think it was created or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've got no gauge of Sribbits really, except he's been doing off with his allies, and it might suit him for us to overtake. So I was waiting to see like if my hand had passed through it or something.
Oh right, okay. I mean, you managed to pick up snow, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of like packing into it a little bit. You know, it's clearly been an avalanche, so it's settled pretty heavily. The pressure of it all falling and tumbling and gathering and kind of pulling a bit of rock slide with it as well. And you kind of look around, like as you've kind of like stepped off the wagon, you know, the snow here already is kind of like over your ankles, and you kind of like cast a glance to the wagon, and you can see that, you know, the wagon and the horses. You felt that even this last leg has been a bit of a struggle, and even looking around, you know, it looks like this is for the most part going to be the last stop for this wagon.
Feasible to dig through, or cut our losses and camp next to it? Or press on?
I can't see us digging through it. Could be hundreds of feet long, that. And he's kind of puts his face in his hands.
Don't be disheartened. This is the least of the hurdles you've overcome so far, and you've pulled us through. You've guided us over crevasses, against packs of wolves, and against... Well, I still don't claim to entirely understand what that Bethic is, but you knew it, and you kept your head, and you got us through it. This is nothing compared to that. A bit of hunger, a bit of exposure, easily surmountable.
Aye. We need some shelter. The horses, they can't stay out in it all night. You know, it's traveling through the day is one thing. It's not warm, but the night brings a different cold to it. You know, they need a bit of a break. I'm more worried about them than they are me.
You think there's much life left in the wagon itself?
What do you mean?
Will it do us another day?
Honestly, I don't think it'll get that far into the pass.
But how about this? We flip the wagon onto its side. Use it as a windbreaker. We might not all get in it, but we could possibly hitch the horses between it and the wall. Even a bit of a fence that breaks a bit of a wind for them. Should help them through the night. As many of us who can, safely, can fit in there. Torelios and I sort of bundle my furs up around my neck a bit too. I think we're in the best shape. We could probably keep watch outside the windbreaker.
Of course.
If you're ready to part of the wagon, that is. We could flip it back, but there's no saying it would work well in the morning.
Gives a nod. Might not be. That might not be a bad idea. And he kind of nods a little bit reaffirmed. All right. He looks around. Might have to move him to one side. Probably going to take a couple of us to tip this thing. Get it in position.
It's already done.
I wave my lantern.
I wave my guns.
Spectral hands come out of the lantern and pick up the wagon.
Hey, 18 strength, Sir Chris. He just fucking flips it.
Nice. Okay. Duke gets out and starts unharnessing the horse. He pulls the cart as close to the ice wall, the snow wall as he can, and then gets down and starts unbuckling them and taking them over to the one side and holding them off. And between you all, you could kind of like pull and rotate the wagon a little bit more. Who's getting involved with this lifting?
Oh, I can help.
Yeah, surely everyone except Eileen, who just nearly died. Oh, and is like, 60.
Sure. Okay, then I will let you both roll a strength check. You can both do it with advantage because Ket will help one of you and Aggie's helping, so you can both roll it. I'm going to say to tip it over without breaking all. Are you trying to be not breaking the wheels on it?
Well, yeah, I imagine someone was lifting on one side. Imagine, one or two are there to get it on the other side, and I mean, if possible. Well, in fact, can't you take the wheels off before? No, of course not. Yeah, do you know what? It's one of them where if it looks like
if you could, you would try.
Yeah, but Duck already seems to have made his peace with the fact that this might be fucking it. So
could be, yeah.
If partway through we're like, do you know what's not going to be doable? Think, fuck it, let's flip it.
Well, both of you roll me a strength check, and it's going to be DC 25.
Ridiculous.
Nice. Look at that, Turelos. Good job, easier. You're like there, like with your guns out, and then he just takes his top off. Like, oh my god, this guy. Okay, so as you start doing, you can feel that there's a creak on the wheels, and as Turelos and Sir Gris, that seem to be the stronger or more capable of the two, are kind of like tipping it. Letitia and Ket are like packing mounds of snow under it to kind of like grace the fall a little bit more, and then kind of like dig it out, and you kind of like between the four of you, you slowly manage to lower it over onto its side. I presume wagon side to the wall, wheels out away from the wall. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, with you've made this quite impressive little shelter between yous. It'll fit the horses in snugly. You've essentially made like a horse box for them. And Duke kind of like walks them in, and they're a little bit flighty at first, but with a bit of ushering, he brings them in, and looking inside, how much space are you trying to give yourselves? Enough to keep the wind out, but how much space do you wish to give yourselves to sleep next to live horses?
Yeah, let's say like not all of us will fit in here in case one kicks out in the night.
Yes. I would say now that you've tipped it over and you're looking at it, if these horses get spooked, there's a chance that one of you is going to get stamped to death in their sleep.
Oh, we know where Letitia sleeps.
Well, if we weren't going to get like... So obviously we weren't going to be lighting a fire in there anyway, so imagining this is not going to be long rest territory, so surely most people could get in the cavity between the floor, what would have been the floor and the tar.
The edge.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do, but you've still then got.
Oh yeah,
you're
but rips.
sitting down. You've got horses like 2 feet, 3 feet away from you. You know, if you're just looking to kind of sit there and stay out of the shelter, then that's fine. I will say that you've made enough shelter that
Snap off her own fucking fire.
it will keep enough snow off you that and cold off you that you won't be getting exhaustion. But yeah, you will not be taking a long rest in as it is now, unless there's something else that you want to try and do.
If I might suggest, we might not be able to take everything here, but we can make enough of a bit of a hole for us all to fit in. The best protection from snow is going to be snow.
Sure.
Chris is sat on the floor, just empties a crate and puts it over there. It's like the kid with a washing basket over himself.
Excellent.
That's the spirit.
So if you are going to try and dig a hole out in the snow, 100% doable. Keeping in mind, the wider you make a tunnel, or the bigger you make a room with this much weight on it, is the chance of collapse. So you are either going to be having one person digging a tunnel, because if more of you are digging it, then the tunnel's probably going to be too big. So you can do it, but it's going to take you time.
I'm not thinking particularly to make something big out of it. Just sufficient enough to give us a bit more room.
100% go for it if you wish to. I mean, if you can use any magic as well, you've got that option as well. What do you wish to do? You let me know.
Well, who has a shovel?
I think I might. Let me check. No, shovel is not actually part of it.
Duke,
let me see what you have in your backpack.
Duke says, well, I did have one in the back. Whether I've still got it, though, you can never be sure if you hit a drift and you've got to dig yourself out, so any wagoneer worth it would always bring a shovel with them. Now I wonder whether we found it or not. Can you roll me? Let's go with, I'm just going to go with a D10, and I'm going to say anything over a 4, and the shovel is with the resources and stuff that you gathered up.
Who's rolling this?
5, 6, 7, it was Eileen's idea, so go 5, 6,
cool.
7, 8, 9, or 10. Just roll it, Eileen.
Again, what kind of dice do I roll?
D10.
Roll a D10. D10. You want
D10.
5 or above.
Oh, she's already holding it.
Oh, you mean one of these? Okay, so you do have a shovel with you.
10
Might be worth
shovels.
somebody adding. I'll add it to Duke's inventory, shall I? 'Cause shovel might come in useful in the future.
Chris, looking relieved, puts away his mess kit.
What do you want to do with this shovel? Are you trying to tell me what you're trying to dig out, Eileen? Not necessarily you. What you're going to volunteer one of these people to dig out?
Well, unless somebody's stopping me while they are getting the entire place ready, I'm just going to dig a bit of a hole for us.
How big of a hole are you trying to dig, Eileen?
Sufficient amount for at least half of us, I'll say. As
I
much
would-
as my hands can do it for me.
I will say that I think you are perhaps greatly underestimating how long that kind of hole would take. But hey, let's go for it anyway. There's only one shovel, so I'm going to say only one person can dig it at a time. So roll me a... Do you know what I'm going to say? To do this sufficiently, you need to roll 40 strength, but not in one go. So you can keep rolling it, but as Bartandless is well aware, trying to dig a grave when it's been snowy, It might get slightly harder and slightly harder.
Hey, we're just always making an indent in the snow, not digging 6 feet down into frozen earth.
If you're making an indent in to fit in half the people, that is a big indent that you're going to be digging.
The half
And you
ones
As much as I can.
Sure.
I don't exactly have a
I would be offering to take the shovel from her.
So I tell you what. I mean, you could all just do a shift with it. You could all just take a turn.
Yeah.
Try and do it. Okay, we'll do that then, and I will call it. A strength check. I will let the 3 of you make one.
Okay, so let's start rolling.
And we'll see if we get to 40. That is a good start, Eileen.
God. Why is my... Oh, you don't actually... Sorry, strength or athletics?
Strength.
Oh.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Eileen's just like a beast, like, "Rah!" While you're all really tired from
handling the wagon.
The wagon. Yeah. So that is 37. Do you know what? I'm gonna say that's close enough. You've got other people as well. I will give you the 40. And I'll say it takes you a good couple of hours to actually dig out what is a little bit more of an indentation.
Yeah, you know what, Eileen? I think we should have just let you do this by yourself.
Dug us to Icewind Dale.
You seem to know what you're doing with the shovel. Do you have experience with digging holes in the ground?
I have buried several people before.
That's what I thought.
I'll fucking do it again.
Okay. You've made a little bit of a cubby for you all to fit into this shelter. None of you will take exhaustion from it. The horses won't take exhaustion from it. You can all comfortably fit in it. You can sleep, but unless you are lighting a fire in here and getting some warmth, you're not going to be taking a long rest. But none of you will now take exhaustion. It's big enough for all of you, and nobody needs to go on the outside of the wagon.
Okay.
It is freezing through the night.
Is it? Well, see, I don't know. In or out of character, do the horses need a bit of fire near them? Are the horses likely to freeze to death? I say in Griss's voice to Duck.
You didn't. Well, you will realise that you've not had a camp lit. Any of the camps that you've. Yeah.
So they keep saying it's super colder.
Sure. Well, this is so. No, I think they'll be all right. They've got the fern. They've got the temperament, and they're built for this weather. They can go for days with it. The problem is when they stop. Standing around doing nothing. They've got to rest, and that's when they start getting real cold. But as long as they're out of the wind and not as exposed, they should be all right without a fire. But for the rest of yous, well, not built like a horse. And then he looks at Eileen. Well, maybe you. Never seen anybody go out a hole with a spade like that before.
First time I actually tried it. I think.
So, as much as I'd love to have a fire, I don't think we could dig a hole big enough to give us the shelter to not be seen for miles.
No. In that case, I guess time to rest.
An uncomfortable night, but better than being dead, right?
Indeed.
And kind of like with the bits of tarp kind of like pushed into the snow so you can lean against it, so you're not leaning against the direct cold, and it's kind of like packed it up a little bit, and kind of like doing what you can to any bits of broken wood and stuff, kind of like pack the walls a little bit, and you make an interesting and somewhat efficient Shelter for the evening.
Trademarked.
Trademarked.
Patent
I'm gonna
pending.
draw an asset for it.
I've already put up there Sigris's grandiose garrison.
Nice. Is that a new spell?
Yeah.
Um,
Reagents, 1 horse wagon.
easier than the thingy. The
Easier than the
Amber
resurrection in Barovia. Yeah.
okay. So, what do you wish to do about going on watch?
So Gris will go first.
Okay. Who's following? Any particular order? Or are you just going to wake somebody up?
I'll be waking Trellios
Okay.
after mine.
I'm pretty sure that I was assisting at the discussion concerning the watch as people were starting to talk about it, but I think at the moment I just let myself go down, I just fell asleep.
Okay.
It's not a will, it just happened. It's not intentional.
So, Duke, everybody else is going to sleep, and Sir Gris, you're volunteering the first watch, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And Ket gives a nod and says like, I'll join you. Two eyes better than one. Best friends. Best friends! Racist friends!
Oh.
And
Very well. Sounds good.
and the 4 others.
This
Nestling.
watch shall last 1,000 years.
Yeah. So, where do you wish to? Are you just staying awake in the shelter? Are you gonna keep heading out? What's the plan? How does your watch take form?
I'd like to be basically at the edge of the wagon, so everyone else is tucked in a little bit more. I can get out quickly if needed. There's no point wandering away from it, just asking for trouble. But I'll be putting myself in an uncomfortable position at the periphery where a little bit of a cold hit me, enough to keep me awake, and I can keep an eye out from the direction we came, and I can still look back a little bit. I can lean around to occasionally keep an eye, just get eyes on the horses. But yeah, for the most part, watching where we came from.
Are you leaving the lantern inside?
I'll be having the lantern next to me for sure, because I don't have dark vision. So I'll just be staring out into the black.
Sure. Okay. And yeah, Ket kind of like stays at your shoulder. No point drifting off.
I've got some interesting literature you might be interested in.
Do you want to see my tattoo? You want to see my tattoo? And yeah, stands next to you, and it's been quite the day.
Indeed. All sorts of unsightly things lurk on this mountainside, it seems.
Oh, poignant. Is that you having a go at him? Yeah, more than I expected. But we're here now. I dare say we'll manage to get a little further. Not much in the way of rations, but seem like a capable bunch. I'm sure we'll be able to make our way through.
And if we're not taking the wagon any further, if one of the horses doesn't make it, we can supply up further.
You think Duke will come with us? Bring the horses?
Possibly. If we can't get back, we'll see. Anything could happen between now and us parting ways. I'll have to see what happens.
What of you? What's your preference on it? Sooner in with us or without? Other than bringing 2 big walking bags of meat.
3 bags. My preference is that he does what he thinks will keep him safer. If he weighs his lot and thinks it's worth pushing through to 10 towns, any of the 10 towns, then I'm all for it. He wants to head back or look to him. I wouldn't want to go taking that journey by myself at the moment.
Nor I. I will say, though, he's attached to his horses. Every time we've got into a scrape, it seems to be the horses that he goes to try and protect first.
Makes sense.
In a way, but I think it's more than just trying to look after himself and look after the wagon. I think, they obviously mean a lot to him, which I understand. My own horse. It's important, but I feel if he brings the horses with us, if we come across anything, I don't know, maybe he and they are going to be more of a liability. Like bringing children.
Thank the gods we didn't.
Yeah. I was
They'd
thinking
have
that.
been dead already.
Yeah. As much as Jerem might have hated it, you did him a good turn. A service. Him and his family, by not bringing him. And he turns around looking from the way you came up to the blackness of the spine. What do you think? How long do you think it'll take us to get through?
Couldn't say. I've never made this journey before.
Nor I. Did you pick a map?
I'm looking at it right now. Who got the map? It was Trevelios, wasn't it?
Maybe. I don't
What
know.
map? What map have you got?
Someone had a map, didn't we?
I don't know. I don't have any in my
I
inventory.
thought someone provided us. We were provided with one, I thought. Let me check my inventory.
I only have poorly wrought maps from your homeland that depict where you are in Faerun.
That'd be fucking useless for you. You are above water.
Why do I have a feeling that some of them were actually hand-drawn?
Crayon.
It's a part of the Far Traveler background.
The map's around somewhere. Rudimentary though it is.
Is it of the spine though, or 10 towns? Because I'm going to be honest, I've never gone through here, and it seems like the only one of us that has is Duke.
Might be worth seeing if he'll push through with us if I finance him a new wagon to get back.
Just seems to be one shitty decision after the next that we have to make.
Still, you... most of the way, or fully, I can't remember now, to completing your bounty.
Just one more. Yes.
Nice payday waiting for you on the other side, then. Would you have to head back to cash in?
Unfortunately, I have to head back. The guild doesn't really operate Nicewind Dale, and what's the point? Middle of nowhere. Folks like me generally head in there to pick up the miscreants that have tried to flee. Gotta be back the way I came, all the way back to Neverwinter. Can't see me making that journey anytime soon.
You think you'll linger in Medale a time with us?
And he pats you on the back. Seems like I have good company with you.
Indeed.
Be interesting for the last of the bounty. Bit of a tough one. Female orc. Felice Candor. That's what she calls herself. Felice Candor. Taking on a human name. probably called something like Fleece Longtooth or something. Should be tough though. Nothing like we've faced here though. But careful though. Hopefully though, your friend Shribbits will have done the job for us. So far it's 2 for 2. I'll take those odds.
Certainly possible. He's not to be underestimated, same as her. At least it sounds like her capabilities shouldn't come with any surprises. With magic, you never know.
One of them's injured though. Is your man a healer?
Not that I've seen, but I don't claim to fully understand how magic works.
Different kinds of it, all shapes and sizes. But seems there was blood up from that wreckage, so somebody got out. There was only one body, so that suggests 2. Unless the wolves dragged one of them away, but they seem to be happy eating their fill of the dead. Now, either your man or my orc, they're bleeding.
Makes one of me easier then. I don't mind saying I prefer if it was our guy bleeding.
I drink to that. Rubs his hands together. I think it's time to wake one of the others. Been a while.
Sure. You getting your head down, or are you staying up with Trevelios?
I'll get my head down.
Very well. Any sort of roll from me, or is it more of an RP watch?
You can roll me a perception check, yeah. If you are...
Well, I'm on watch.
Sure, yeah. So I got carried away with the RP.
all the way through. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, we'll just say just spoke through. Yeah, the RP. The RP counts for it.
Well, you see nothing, that's for sure.
Yeah, a successful watch.
Well
Does Ket make one?
that he was too busy talking, wasn't he?
Fucking
God,
gassy bastard.
never shuts up, does he?
Okay, then I will wake Chirelios.
Okay.
And I will need to BRB for a moment.
Okay.
Also, just saying, if nobody actually took the time to rouse Eileen up just enough to tell her to go to sleep, she's probably still sleeping standing up.
Why are you sleeping standing up? Or did you just fall asleep?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, not standing up on my feet, but like sitting down.
Okay. So you kind of like, wait, were you like in the snow, like sat up a bit or something?
Yes.
Nice. Well, you can just hear this soft snoring coming from behind the mask.
Curious.
So yeah, you are roused, Trilos. Do you wish to wake anybody to do the watch with you?
I mean, we do need one more watch, or?
Yeah, you will do. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, suppose you don't. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want any sleep. But if you have no sleep, then you will be taking exhaustion.
No, that's fine. Well, I can be on my own. I'll check. Since we only have like our watches right now are right next to the wagon. We do not have to cover a big swath of terrain.
No, you're literally just staying awake for anything.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just stay on my own and wake up Letitia after a sufficient period of time passes. And while Sir Gris is still on his legs, I'll ask him for help in... I mean, I'm not even sure, like, what kind of state is Eileen in? She's sleeping and she's sitting on the ground, or?
No, would you fall asleep while sitting in your chair? One of those.
Let's say I do.
Like when you're in a lecture or you're dozing in front of the fire.
Okay, is it plausible to put her to a more comfortable position without waking her up, or is it like...
Yes.
Okay.
You can
Yeah. So
you can try.
okay. So he'd try to like sort of lay her down, because
Okay,
it's
I will say.
just looking at it is painful.
Okay, I will say. Are you guys actually on this scene? You can see stuff because your tokens don't seem to be.
No. What
See-
scene?
No, as in the map, the
Yeah, I'm on the
the
landing.
landing page.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
because I can't select any of your tokens. I think they're all old tokens or something.
Yeah.
My token works.
It's because I'm not on the actors thing. That's why.
Mm.
Idiot. Okay, I was wondering for a moment. Okay, so you want to try and move her. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll call it an animal handling. No, give me
The bird to sleep.
give me an athletics check. I'll just call it DC 10.
Yeah, no, I might get horses involved, sure. Hey.
Nice. You lie, and she's an old lady, and you kind of pick her up in your arms, and she's like, she kind of like in her sleep, just kind of like nuzzles into your chest a little bit, and yeah, you can find a more comfortable place to sleep for the evening. And she does not wake. She is so tired.
Good. All the better. Okay. And then I just sort of start looking. Not really doing anything specific this night.
Yeah. Just floating from either side of the wagon, keeping an eye out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, please. I'm sorry, I should have done it with I should have done it with Sigris as well, with disadvantage because there's just so much snow. Okay.
Mm.
You do not notice anything either.
Yeah. Very lost in thoughts.
Yeah. You kind of looking up at the darkness. There is the black silhouette of mountains that are nearby, nothing but dark shapes, and kind of like up ahead the slight touch of blue, a little bit lighter beyond the snow that you can see. It's kind of like seeing that black and blue. It just has that, for a moment with the coldness, it has that grasp of being home, that looking down into the depths of the ocean. And even though you are so far away from anything, there is just a moment of strange familiarity. And it is oddly more peaceful than your counterparts might find. But other than that, you return to the cover and you wake Letitia,
Mm-hmm.
and she will take her watch as well. And Duke and Eileen are going to be left to sleep straight through as they both nearly died. And yeah, I'm not going to do anything with carrots playing out here. Harrison, are you back?
Not yet, it seems.
He is not
Still muted.
back yet, it would seem. Okay. You wake in the morning. Things are brighter. The snow is still pretty wild. You are, even you, Tyrellos, you can feel that things are colder. Even you feel pretty cold being out in it.
Thanks, I hate it.
not affecting you, but it's noticeable. So you kind of know how cold it must be for your companions. Letitia is looking paler. Her normally vibrant pink skin is more peachy, almost more kind
of like human looking in a way. Ket and Duke, almost a touch of blue to the lips. Everybody has, without this wagon that you successfully managed to tip over, you know that folks would have been dying on this mountain last night. There would have been some serious problems. And so you're all freezing. You wake up, not a good sleep. You're all shifting and murmuring, and everybody's accounting that everybody seemed to have a pretty fitful and restless sleep, and you all feel just as tired as you did last night. The horses seem to be in good stead as much as they can be, and Duke is already up, and he's kind of like feeding them some of the rations, and he just looks ill. He's not looking great. Looks cold. Looks tired, and just looks around and goes, "Yeah, morning."
Good morning.
To you.
Suppose we all slept as bad as each other.
To say the least.
I mean,
I mean, at least my dreams were warmer
I'm so very
this
happy
time.
for you.
Did Trevelios have another silent spot in the night?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. Duke looks around and says, "Well, it's not as cold for the horses. They seem rested enough. I can." You can see he's like slightly out of breath. I can move them out, and we could maybe get a fire going for a little while. Maybe while we've got some shelter. Warm up a bit before we head off. Have a bit of food, maybe. What do you think?
I think we all might just need it.
Mhm.
And while agreeing, I do want to check everybody up this morning to see if this is just the cold or if we're coming down with something. That's the least that we want.
How do we feel about applying long rests?
You are not having a long rest
Oh.
by any means. No, you've not got exhaustion this morning from having terrible shelter. But yeah, you did not get a long rest. You can, if you want to use it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're all set from your short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to roll any more hit dice, but no long rest. If you wish to look around at everybody, Eileen, you can give me a general medicine check for everybody.
Medicine?
Okay.
Not horrible.
Going around, as someone that was from Icewind Dale that is well educated in the ways of medicine, you can see that another night of this and people are going to start getting hypothermic. This isn't the kind of weather where you can not take, that you can take shelter for granted. The warmth of fire, the winter clothes will do so much, but being out and exposed as you were last night, there's going to be some serious problems if you folks don't successfully find places to rest up. But other than that, everybody seems to be okay, tired and cold.
Very much noted. Thank you.
So, plans. If you're moving forward through a spine, you've got a lot of rations there that are gonna need divvying up. And for those that don't know, rations weigh 1 pound each, and you've got 46 of them.
and I believe a backpack can hold 30 pounds of stuff. So depending on what else you've got in your backpacks, you're going to determine who is holding what. And whilst in general, in a campaign, I'm not that arsed about the minutiae of that kind of thing, for this campaign, believe it or not, I will be.
Why did none of us pick up Weaver's tools? We could have used the thing, the canopy. How's it called? There's a word for it.
Yeah, canopy.
For the wagon.
Yeah, the canvas.
And
Yeah,
just assume makeshift things.
Mm-hmm.
I will say spin, and my lantern will turn into a loom. Into a loom.
Nice. I would say looking over weight-wise, okay, y'all seem to be doing okay about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly am.
Well, I mean, it's not so much how much you can carry, it's also how much your containers can carry. Herein lies the thing. And I'm not going to do container maths right now, but I would suggest perhaps an even spread of the food somewhat between y'all.
Yeah, definitely. If we're able to now just to summarise and say splitting rather than getting into some really unfun maths.
Yeah,
then
I will do the
definitely.
unfun maths out of session, because unfun maths and who is carrying what is going to be important. But for now, we'll just call it even split, and you can, carrying 15 pound. So what? Who is splitting between the 4 of you, the 5 of you, or the 6 of you? If Duke is coming.
Well, yes,
he
I would
coming?
like to ask Duke. Why don't you push on with us? Take stock on the other side, resupply. We can finance it, and then you can come back fresh. Fresh horses, warm, a few meals in your belly, and some new equipment. From what we've seen so far, seems to just invite death, you heading off separately and heading back. We could use the experienced guide, and you could use the freshen up at the other end.
I mean, you're not wrong by any means, but I mean the journey to 10 towns. From here, you're looking at a 10-day hike. 10 days that way, or 3 back the other. I don't know, I'm not sure. It's the horses I'm worried about. Not sure what would be better for them.
He kind of looks to them and just gives them like a sad stroke along the muzzles.
Quite honest, I don't feel like they're gonna make it either way. I feel like I've brought them out to die.
They're more than just steeds to you, aren't they?
Aye. I had the mother first. She was my first horse. These are both her foals. So they're like my family. But I don't know. I had my eyes closed for most of the night, but I didn't get much sleep thinking on it. I don't know whether to take my chances with them and head back, knowing full well the 3 of us might go, or whether I give them a small and quick mercy.
And you can just see he kind of like chokes on his words and like just swallows a lump in his throat.
What do you think?
I think it's a decision I wouldn't want to take from you. You know them. You know what's best. You know the road ahead. And the road back behind us. You'll know what they can take and what's too much for them.
They look to the rest of you. Anyone wishing to weigh in?
Regardless of what we're going to say, Zogris is right. This is going to be your choice. You know what's going to be best in the long run.
And he looks around, and Ket just kind of nods, but then looks at Sergris, kind of with, you know, as Duke looks away, kind of like catches Sergris's eyes with a raised eyebrow.
I go,
Hey, you're the one. You're the one that said they were walking meat bags. Okay, then if nobody wishes to sway me the way,
I thought he was going to do like the hand rub gift.
Oh my lord.
Okay, I'm going to roll d20. On an evens, he will come with. On an odds, he's going to go. So evens come with.
And now the horses.
And he looks at you all and says, I've done my part. I said I'd get you this far. And thanks to you, you've actually made me fulfill a promise that, let's be honest, I almost couldn't keep. But it wasn't just you folks. These two have got us here. And I can't take a chance heading through there and making them suffer. I might not make it all the way back, but if I go, I'll go with them. He's kind of like stepped in between them both and kind of like pulls the horses' heads in and kind of like pulls them in next to him, kind of like nuzzles his head between them both. Come on, boys. We're going to head home.
Care of yourself too. And your two ones.
Appreciate you trying to save the wagon, but it's only going to slow us down. I can at least push him a little bit harder without it. Do with it what you will. There's scarce tree line for quite a while. Maybe a day or so. Depending on how quickly you travel. I'd recommend taking some of this wood with you. You're going to need fire because you're going to have some cold nights through there. Might seem like it's got a little bit more covering. Not as exposed. But bloody hell if it's not like a wind tunnel all the way through the trail.
I appreciate the heads back.
I will thank him and shake his hand. And I will, assuming you're happy for me to say I just had some sort of smaller pouch, I'm going to pass him 50 gold.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. For...
Just got pouches in pouches, you.
Yeah. In case you have to replace the wagon yourself. And as a thank you for everything extra you did. Keep it hidden on you till you're back.
And he kind of like bites his lip, and you can see he doesn't like immediately take it from you. He's like looking at it, but he just gives a nod and relents and takes it.
I'll take one of those horses.
It's alright, don't need a full one.
Eileen, get that fucking cooker on.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Cerberus. It'll definitely buy a better wagon. And then some. I mean, obviously, he doesn't start counting out in front of you, but the weight, the weight of the coin, he's got a good feel for it, and he puts it inside his jacket into the safest place he knows as you hear it clink against his alcohol flask.
Okay, if a lot of the useless copper's gone, I can carry a few more rations.
Well, what do we see then? Fire rations, and then we say our goodbyes, part ways.
Indeed.
And who's who's starting a fire? There's plenty of wood around now on this wagon if you want to take us some wood.
Yep.
Definitely enough wood.
You've got an axe, haven't you, Sir? Oh yeah, of course you have.
Too
You've got the
fucking
thing.
right I have.
He's a fucking
Chris
lumberjack.
definitely has.
And I can, and without expending a charge, all jokes aside, the lantern, with the word spread, the flame pours from the lantern in the direction of your choice, igniting any flammable object within 6 feet that aren't being worn or carried.
Nice.
So once we
your
have... I'd use one of the wheels as like a little initial nest to hold the other wood inside of the frame of the wheel, build up a little bit, and then spread.
And it lights up nicely. It kind of like waves as a little gust of wind comes through it, but you've blocked out enough of the wind with the wagon tipped over that it suggests that it's gathered around it. You're going to be able to block this fire from going out, and you're all huddled tight around this fire, and it is almost too hot. You're all that close, trying to get to it and warming yourself up. And a little glance around, you can see the colour coming back into some people's faces, and Duke and Ket take the gloves off, and they're just like warming the hands and stretching the fingers. It's just like freezing cold and numb. It's like, picking out some ration packs, spreading them around, and presume everybody here is having one of these rations.
Mm-hmm.
That will take you down to 40 rations. So, you all managed to fill your bellies, warm your bones, feel as strong as you are able for moving on. And after eating, Duke goes round one by one, shaking hands, and then mounts up on one of his horses. The other had a rein, long piece of rope tied around it, and looks back the way he came. Lantern on his big staff. Nestled into his saddle. And not a riding saddle by any means, but it'll do. A little bit of a makeshift one of rolled over canvas, kind of strapped into the harnesses of these wagon horses. And is there anything you wish to talk about, ask him before he departs?
How much further north have you been? What's our next? We're heading to 10 towns. What steps should we take?
I mean, I've travelled all the way to 10 towns before. And used to do the route with the horses all the time. It's only with this snow that they've suddenly become impassable. So, I know that route like the back of my hand.
Then without you, what advice would you give to those who don't know the way? Get a guide. See ya.
Move fast. Stop as little as you can. Finding shelter. You're surrounded by rocks, but nothing that isn't necessarily exposed unless you go looking for it. That's going to take you off the beaten path. The only thing you need to remember is that when you get to the fork, head to the right, not to the left. You head to the right and the road will take you all the way to 10 towns.
And to the left?
Can't say. Never been myself. Nothing good, I imagine. There's plenty that fill these spine. Up in the mountains. Stuff that lies below. Teeming with stuff. I wouldn't want to go off the beaten path if I could avoid it. Stay to the roads.
Very
Once
well.
you get out the other side of the spine, I can't say what it's going to look like. Ain't much of a road at the best of times. But, I don't know, maybe I'll have a little bit more luck on the other side.
One last thing. When you get back, go to Blackfriar.
Aye.
Tell him to send me a message confirming you got back safely.
I mean, I could do, but...
No charge.
kind of-
There should be no charge. Tell him if he does this, I'll be sure to add it to my report.
And he has a little moment of confusion, but... Alright. I'll make sure.
Good. I'll appreciate knowing you're back safely.
He gives you a nod. Looks around at you all.
And you don't tell him about that gold, understood? That's yours.
Aye.
Get it off your person before you go to see him.
No doubt. Will do.
Just take care of yourself, Duke. And have a good journey.
Oh. You too. Yours is going to be harder than mine, I imagine. And he looks over and you kind of, even turn around, you can see, the daylight's here now and, still thick snow, but you can see a little bit beyond where the mountains just climb. Fair day and fairer nights.
Farewell.
Well. And he puts heels to the horses, and for anybody that is familiar, he doesn't look like he's necessarily the best rider. He's a good driver. He's a little bit unsteady and just kind of like heads off, and kind of like watching him even after 30 seconds he is beyond the snow.
I see.
Thank you.
So, to you, what do you wish to do before you set off?
Smash up as much of that wagon as we can transport.
Okay. What is your plan? Are you going to try and... I'm going to call it a pound of wood will light one campfire. So how much do you wish to take? Are you going to pack it in your backpacks? Are you going to try and I don't know, what do you want to do?
I mean, why should we carry it in our backpack? Whoever has some rope, we just put a
Hmm.
couple of bits of it together and...
Make a sled?
Sling it
Type
over the
thing?
Nice. Sling it over the shoulder. Yeah, like a tied up a few tied up bundles over the shoulder.
So you carry... Okay, so you want to carry them, sling them over, as opposed to making a sled carry them type thing.
Wait, it says we couldn't we?
You could do whatever you want.
Make a little sled. Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to fly to 10.
If you
yeah, I'll make a little sled.
Okay.
Obviously for pulling it, not for us riding.
Sure. I'm just thinking,
Oh, if we had a bit more wood, we could have made a wagon.
Excellent.
I saw the other day, someone on the Curse of Strahd Discord, I was talking about like Korra's owls, and someone was talking about all the broken spells. I think it was Def actually, just jokingly said to someone like, Yeah, the good berry spell, one of the reagents is a handful of berries. And someone's like, no,
Yeah,
it
that was
isn't.
me.
It's like, no, it was joke, you idiot. I need these 10 berries to make a berry.
Oh, yeah. Right then. Okay. So, how much of this... you tell me how many days worth you wish to pile on a single sled, or multiple sleds, or bundles. What you carrying?
How into detail are you going to get with this? I would say 5 days worth for me to drag. But then are you going to say, oh, because you've dragged it in the snow, this wood is now sodden and won't
No.
make a fire camp?
No.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
cool.
you've got
5
cantrips that
days
will
is worth it. Oh
You've
yeah,
got
that's true.
prestidigitation,
That's
so
true.
dry it out. That's fine.
5 days worth, I think.
5 days of
Because I'm understanding that we might not be able to be lavish every single night. If we're going to get away with every other night, then that should, if worst case scenario, every other night a campfire, that'll do us 10 days. So I will bring 5 days worth myself.
It's only £5, so you wouldn't even need to make a sled for
I'd
that.
carry a fucking wagon.
It's okay. So if you just want to bundle up a few blocks of the wood,
Yeah.
and are you just going to backpack it then?
Yeah, I will.
If this is it, £5 worth of wood is not.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll £20 worth of wood.
Okay.
Let me. I will add the item and the weight to my bag.
That's probably not going to go in your bag with all the other stuff, because it can carry £30 in a backpack. So with that, I will call it, instead of a sled, if you want to bundle it up in rope and kind of like have it kind of like carried on, then you can do it. You've got a bundle of sticks, a faggot, some might call. Is it a faggot or is it a fag? Faggot sticks.
The faggot is a bundle of sticks.
Yeah, faggot.
1 aggie of wood.
Wow. That went a different way.
Bundle of sticks. a mighty bundle of sticks.
Super. Okay, so you've got 20 days worth.
A mighty.
And that weighs £20. Okay.
Yeah.
So the day's yours. You wish to head off towards the spine of the world, do you?
And that's where the adventure is taking us. Yes.
No, you know what? Let's just go back to Hundlestone. Duke, wait up!
You're the smart one.
Quickly, lads, begin on us.
Okay.
You guys remember the troll?
Yeah, we have unfinished business somewhere back around Southeast Top.
I will literally end the campaign. Okay. Then you all start heading off. Can you tell me? So, I'm not going to go into the major details of it now. This is something I'm going to expand upon at some point.
Gonna be a surprise.
It's going to be big time.
It's going to be a lengthy text post on Discord.
No, it's not. I'm trying to make it relatively simple, to be honest. So I don't want it to become a thing. But for so it's basically the traveling stuff with Icewind Dale. I don't like, because it's like, oh, after every hour roller. It's like, how about we don't? How about we don't do that? Because that's
for an
ridiculous.
entire campaign.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is choose your role for the day. So when you are traveling as a group, you can have somebody being like the navigator that's going to try and find the route. You can have somebody that could be doing tracking if they want to try and forage for food or hunt. You can have somebody being a lookout that is trying to find shelter or threats or any other things that you can think of that you want somebody to be doing for the majority of your traveling day. So what roles would you like to put yourselves into?
I don't know too much about traveling by land, and especially not in such conditions, but I can keep my eyes open for anything and everything that we need to.
Same. I'll keep an eye out for any threats.
would be a good one.
A party of
So-
lookouts then.
Without this, I think I will try to play Navigator for today.
Okay.
Everybody start praying.
So Eileen's navigating. Gris, what do you see you're doing? Looking at
I'll do
threats.
looking at the threats.
Okay, look out. All threats. And what are you doing, Surios?
Doubling as a lookout, I suppose.
Okay, gonna be keeping an eye out for shelter and that kind of stuff then?
I suppose I will.
Okay. Alrighty then. Surios is gonna be doing lookout for shelters.
I should get myself a walking stick too.
Here. Take this.
I'm gonna say for now then, Eileen, as Letitia isn't here, she's gonna aid you. You'll get advantage on any checks. And
I'll
what do you,
take this.
what do you want Ket to do?
Fuck off.
What role is left?
What's
Because
wrong?
I believe you said there were 3 roles. So which one is left?
So there's tracker. There's tracker. So if you want to forage or hunt, if you
Mhm.
want to go off the beaten track to try and
I
find
mean-
stuff, then you can do that. But if not, then it's
Probably
not
not.
relevant. It's not relevant for you now.
Yeah.
So you can have him.
So maybe
up.
help for shelter.
Cool.
I feel like that's something we really, really need right now.
Okay. So you will
Yes.
get. Ah! Well, there you go. I was doing it in different lines, but apparently it doesn't like to do that, so that's fine. Okay, got a little note of it there for y'all, and then we'll just lose it when we start making rolls. Okay, you start heading off. I presume. I don't want to presume too much, but I presume.
Heading out to this.
You presume correctly.
Oof.
Right? The road's not getting any shorter with us just dwindling. Let's get going.
Okay. This is random. I have no idea where this is going to go, this music. But we shall see.
Exchange, this is fine.
The 5 of you start heading off, walking in the snow. You have, I believe, you got, you became equipped, and you have snowshoes for walking. So you are making a somewhat easier pace through the snow. You can feel already as you're approaching the spine that it's starting to, it's getting a lot deeper here than you experienced on the road. The equipment that you purchased prior to heading off on this journey is going to serve you well. I will let you know, though, that while you have your snowshoes on and you are moving at a quicker pace, you will also get a disadvantage for doing things such as climbing. Just in case. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit, though. And it feels peculiar. Even though it was just a horse and a wagon and a canvas, it felt more like protection. This is the first time that you've been on the road out in the wilderness where none of you have ever been before. Well, Eileen when she was a lot younger. This is uncomfortably unfamiliar. It is just you and the snow and the mountains. And you can just hear nothing but the wind and this music playing.
Chris kind of likes it.
You're walking for a good 30 minutes before you then reach the entrance to this valley, this air quotes road that cuts through this mountain range. And looking ahead, it's not a road. It is going over bits of hills and switching back around rocks, and you can see where this kind of valley is carved out, but it kind of gets narrower, and there's little passages off to different ways. It would be easy to get lost here if you didn't know where you were going, if you were to stray off what looks to be the more obvious route. The path of least resistance is generally where the wagoneers would travel. If you stick to that, you should be okay. If you get lost, you could be in some difficulty.
Adding this to memory.
Indeed.
As you are walking and the shadow of these mountains just loom over you and cast a darkness throughout this range, this road. It is lifeless, it is quiet, it is barren, and it looms, and it is ready to just swallow you up. That's what it's waiting for. It's waiting for you to go too far in that you are not coming back out. That's what this mountain range is to do. Can you all roll me a perception check, please?
Never. Oh? Best perception check I've made so far, I think.
Okay.
I'm still very proud of both of you. Thank you.
You're walking for a little while, and Sir Gris sees it first, kind of like walking around this huge rock outcrop, still following this larger open road area. You see these carvings into rock, kind of like chiseled into the snow, chiseled deep enough that the frost falling over them has kind of like highlighted them. And they look similar to the ones that you saw when you were approaching the frost troll, when you found the statue that was of a dragon coming down on top of people, that Letitia thought looked like a dragon doing a handstand. And they look like these similar rough runic glyphs. And as you keep traveling, you kind of like catch sight of a few more. Sometimes they're kind of like carved a foot high. Sometimes you just catch a glimpse of one, and they're no bigger than your hand. And as you're traveling, you see the way the road heads. You see there's a build-up of some of them on a rock off to your left. A little bit further away, and then it looks like there's some more written on rock going in that further direction, coming off the road. If you are interested in going looking at such things, then you could. If you wish to press on, that is also an option.
I will press on.
On your own. Would you not like to discuss it with your group?
Does anyone... I mean, I'm noticing, but we saw that they were mundane last time.
Mm-hmm.
Sigris, who I imagine will be at the front, will assume we
Well,
are
you assume
continuing,
that, but
if I glance over my shoulder, what are my companions doing? I'll stop short if someone else is heading over to it.
Well, I imagine Letitia and Eileen as the navigators, and the ones that are leading the group are probably going to be more to the front.
That's a good point. Well, Letitia will stay. We tell her to.
Do what she's told.
Yeah, she'll fucking do. If she wanted to do stuff, she should have been here. So she will go with the group. What are yours thinking?
I mean, I'm blind, so I see nothing. I'm a bit too focused on not falling in the ditch. Covered in snow.
So, Cerberus, you've Turles, you've obviously seen them. You've seen these ones that are over on the far side. It looks like they, I don't know whether they are marking a path or whether it just happens to be there's a build-up of them over there. But looking around, they don't seem to be any continuing on the main road area.
What is our map situation in the end? Do we have any scribbles?
I don't think you've got one of the spine of the world. I think you picked up maybe a 10 towns. Do you know? I don't even know if you picked up a 10 towns map.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, I think you got this Icewind Dale map. I think you've got this one that we're looking at, but that's about as detailed as it is.
Sure. Well, in that case, I mean, they would be a decent landmark for us. They are visible now. Presumably, they might be visible later. But do we have a way to? I don't know. I guess we just can remember that they were near the path, and if we ever see them from a different side, possibly try to come back to them. But I don't feel like they're worth of actually straying from the path to get to them.
Sure. If you're going off
30
the road,
minutes after Duke warned us not to do exactly that.
Yeah.
If if you're heading off on the road, then you're not going to be coming back this way. So they,
You know.
You want to carry on moving?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
The statues kind of actually stretch round and we cross the path a little bit.
This is brought to you by David Harrison. Okay. And curiosity peaks slightly, a pause for a moment, but cooler heads prevail. Cooler, because it's cold. And you continue heading in the direction that you believe to be the road.
Very good choice of words.
Eileen, can you make me a private GM roll with advantage, please?
Okay. Of what of?
Sorry, yes, that would help.
Have my highest skill.
Survival, please. Okay. Let me write that down. What does it mean if it's red? Okay. And can Sir Gris and Turles roll me a perception check? Turles, you get advantages. You have Ket helping you.
Sure.
Oh, what? It's also private.
For this, doesn't matter so much.
Deaf, you secretive fuck.
But that's fine. He's done it now. It's fine. Sir Gris just wants to know what his was. Okay.
Nature is healing.
And Sir Gris as the lookout. Okay.
Oh, great. Swamps.
So my plan with this is get you guys to do these, and then maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 at max through the day, and I'm going to essentially improvise and determine what happens based on these rolls. Yeah, in future, you know what? I will make you do them all invisible, and then I will show you what they were later on. Just so you know. Maybe not the survival one though, unless stuff happens. We'll see. Okay. You are traveling for a while, and hard to track the time, unless anybody's going to be trying to do any shifty bartender stuff to try and track time. If time even matters for you, I guess. You're just traveling, and
You just kind of guess based on the light or lack thereof.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty dark in here anyway. And you are walking and trudging through the snow, and then every so often it gets a little bit harder underfoot, and, you know, keeping an eye on the way that you're going. You know, you maybe choose to walk along the rock a little bit to, you know, the slog through the snow is pretty draining, and, you know, but as long as you head in the same direction, you know, try and get out of the deep snow for a little while. And it's getting darker. You're feeling pretty tired. Oh, interesting. Okay. And as the evening starts coming in, you've been walking for a long time. You can feel the exhaustion at the brink. You start coming to trees. You see trees dotted along the side of the cliff faces, and it kind of opens up a little bit this stretch of mountain, and true to what Duke had said, that they're about a day away before you'll find wood. It seems like you've travelled at a good pace. You've kept going pretty well. You've found, you know, some firm of foot between Eileen and Letitia, and you can just see all these trees, silhouettes of trees, out in the distance, and Sir Gris, up ahead, you see, as the lookout, something in the snow.
What do I see, DM?
I'll say you are around, I don't know, 60 feet away. Roll me perception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage, because it's... What have you got your light set to?
60 red.
60 red.
30 bright, 30 bright, 60 dim, red.
Okay. So it picks something up, bundled low in the snow, in what would appear to be the road that you have travelled. Yeah, roll me that perception check, please.
Disadvantageously?
No. Why would it be any reason it's advantageous?
I said disadvantageously because you just said disadvantage, and then we talked about the lantern, and I wasn't sure if the lantern talk was enough to offset the disadvantage.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Fuck!
Okay.
Actually, scratch that. You see nothing, so as you were.
Just rub your eyes and it's gone. Yeah, looking at it, it's hard to see what it is. It doesn't look like a rock, but from here, difficult to tell.
There's something in the road. Something ahead. Is it a road at this point? Are we still on a road or a path?
I mean, it's all just snow. It's snow and rock.
Yeah.
There is no, air quotes, road that you can
There's something ahead. Not sure entirely if it is just a rock or something more. But the music makes me think. Oh, it's sinister.
Is this not just the same track?
No, it was swamps. It's now the forest is moving.
Oh, it's just
level 1.
I didn't have it on loop. It's just playing through. It's just playing through the thing. Okay. Hey, do you know what? I'll go with it. That was good timing.
This was going to be loot. This was going to be loot, but now it's a combat. And I will draw axe and shield and cautiously approach. What's it look like as I get closer, DM?
As you get closer, I'd say you get to around 30 feet away. As you get to where it is, just going onto the edge of your bright light, covered in snow slightly. You see two things. You see what looks to be a makeshift sledge that has been made out of some long stretch of wood, got a rope attached to it, and on the floor a few feet away from it
Is a half-orc.
is a body that looks like it's half covered in snow, face down.
Can I see any skin?
Just looks like all furs from the back, furred hood.
It's a bugbear. Okay, I will cautiously approach, giving it sort of a bit of a wide circle around.
A wide circle around.
Yeah, like strafing around it, try to get a look at it from the other side first.
Sure. The sled or the body?
Are they not? I guess the body. Are they not next to each other?
I mean, yeah, it's probably about 5 feet away. It looks like. So what you see is. Do you know what? Roll me a perception check if you're giving it a wide berth and having a look around. Actually, give me an investigation check as well. Okay.
Chris, what did you find?
Okay. You're kind of like looking over the body, and then looking at this sled, and there's some crates and sacks piled into this sled. And looking at where the sled is positioned, you approached the body, and then the sled was behind it. This sled was being dragged towards you as if it was coming from 10 Towns this way, and you look and you see tracks heading out the way that you're going to be heading.
So it's coming towards us. What the track? Ah.
So it's coming towards you. Yeah, it isn't tracks that have led up to this sled. It's this sled, and then it's been dragged this
so
way.
one could infer that this is the remains of one of the people who was dispatched to be pick up.
Possible, but this does not look like this is a makeshift sled. This isn't a husky sled. Yeah, so this
it would be much earlier than expected, I think. Also, like they wouldn't go over the whole mountain, would they? With the sled? Was that the meeting point about? From what we remember?
Well, from what you remember, it's what you remember, I guess.
Alright.
I will approach.
Okay, the body is face down and kind of like half buried. You can just see this fur back, fur head, and it looks like the legs are covered in snow. I'll say with your investigation, this actually doesn't look like that they are fully covered. This looks like a small person. This looks like it could be a halfling or a child.
Oh God, keep cat away. Okay. I'll turn my body.
Okay. Everybody else, you've kind of like stayed. Nobody's approached, has it? You kind of approached on your own, yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying back. Seeing as Sir Gris has got his weapons in the hands, I'll also be ready. Looking around.
Same, mace drawn up, but not necessarily approaching. Last time it didn't end well for me.
Sure. You kind of like see
Like,
Sir
I've
Gris.
got my weapons with me, but I'm not like poised to strike. I imagine that's more like the paranoid Curse of Strahd DM's mentality. So Griff probably wouldn't be expecting bodies he turns over to be like, Rah!
Sure. So you've just got your lantern. You've not got your axe or anything.
I've got no, my weapons are drawn, but I'm not like, poised to say, oh, well, before anything happens, DM, I've struck it. He's not that cautious. He's just, in case like a wolf jumps out from somewhere. He's prepared, but I'm not holding an attack.
Okay. So as you kind of like reach down and slowly pull this body over, and doesn't feel rigid, kind of like goes quite easily. And as you do, there is this blue face with red eyes and this big fang smile. And you hear a click. Can you roll me, please, Sir Gress, a dexterity saving throw?
I think something was lost in the translation there. When I said I wasn't holding an attack, what I meant was a dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw, please. What was that? Bear with me 1 second. 17. As you
So
roll
a
this
blue
critical-
face with red eyes and fangs.
Yeah, for some reason I can't find where the
Okay.
bloody artwork has gone.
I have no
What
idea
do you-
what that is. If it's, I guess it can't be from the book. Oh.
As you roll over, and there is a little goblin facing up at you. Already has a blade up, lunges out at you at the same time as you hear a click, and from the crate on this sled right next to you, there is just a sudden explosion of something bursts all over you. But you step to one side, and it all flitters right past you. Can you all please roll me initiative?
I really wish, DM, that you would not describe. I don't want these to be wearing furs. I want them to be like Arctic mullet goblins. I want that to be just it.
They're all in glam rock bands.
Yeah, absolutely. There is. I cannot put myself in initiative because there is no active combat on this scene.
That makes sense. I should probably drag you all in because I wasn't sure whether this was going to actually.
Is this going to use that map of yours? But I know it's being pulled by polar bears, the asset I'm thinking of from the other thing.
Oh, I've made a new
is a
map. And you're not going to see any of my maps in my campaign because you see them all. That would make no sense. Okay. So, Gris. Then we have 60 feet back. We have no Letitia for this one. We have Ket. We have Eileen. And we have Turlos. Okay. Let me add you all, see if that works.
It did for a second, and then it went.
Oh, I must have double tagged it.
There we go.
There you go. This is becoming a friend. This is becoming a friend. I think it's the third time.
Oh, we're looking. Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that a 1 with a -1 or something?
Yes.
Wow.
Jesus,
oh,
so great.
really?
I feel like a dwarf amongst midgets of his initiative roll.
Fantastic. Okay.
So what did it seem? Even though I stood next to it and I saw it enough to dodge it. What was it that blew past me? Like shrapnel or magic or like ooze?
Magic. It was something burst past you.
What colour?
It was a icy blue, and I will say, okay, cool. Let me tell me when that's loaded up for y'all.
93%, 100%. I can't see any of my friends. Would I wander out of sight of them?
You need to put a torch on then. No, they are all on there.
I can see. I thought you'd set my. Oh, it's only set to 30 foot. That's why. That's why. Let me set my. I really need for you to, at some point during the week, not be doing your work, so I can do things like add in the torch, the macros. So dim 60, bright 30, and just so I'll call it pulse, just so it isn't a constantly obnoxious glare. Oh, fuck. No.
Oof.
Fair enough.
Not constantly obnoxious.
Well, it's going to pulse up and down.
Pulse.
Let me reduce the colour intensity slightly. Oh no, now you don't even know that it's there.
There we go.
So there's my pals. What is that? What is that status? What does that mean?
Well, there's nothing for it, but I will allow you quickly to roll me a Arcana check if you wish.
Yeah, I will. What did he do or it do?
Well, it's going to be his turn first, so.
No, so I mean, when the explosion went off, did he just like?
He's got covered in it.
He's covered in it. Cool.
He is now surrounded by a slight blue halo.
Okay. 70. I'm sorry. That's higher up. 21 on my Arcana.
Which you are somewhat familiar with to be fairy fire. You were trying to get blasted with a fairy fire hit.
He got himself.
You have dodged it, but he was lying on the floor, so he's just got absolutely peppered with this fairy fire. And so he is gonna stand up, and he's gonna stand up quickly, and then lunge at you, Sir Gris.
Look at this little thing and glance around our caller. Be wary! It won't just be one!
He is going to attack you most bravely. And I've got you targeted, but for some reason that didn't.
That would not have hit anyway.
I know it would not, but it's worrying that it did not actually do the attack onto. I love losing
Unless
it all.
Yeah, I mean, I can always go through it all again after the session.
You think the MIDI's not working?
This happened to you last time. I went and turned the modules on before, but clearly MIDI QOL. Yep, MIDI QOL has gone from the list of modules. It needs reinstalling entirely.
Oh, just what you need to find out right at the beginning of combat.
That would be 5. At least it isn't 5 NPCs and 8 owls.
This is true. This is
13
true.
misses.
Okay, and he's and it is now your turn, Sir Gris.
I will strike. It's advantage of fairy fire, isn't it?
It is, yes.
I will. Oh, I'm getting mixed up with my characters. Don't have extra attack yet.
We really need the module where you can see the rolls on the same as the chat with the combat.
Combat focus, it is called. Make a note. Combat focus. I will. Oh god, yeah, it's all gone a bit weird. So I will strike advantageously against him. Against Dave. 26. Does 26 hit?
26 does hit. Believe it or not.
As I hit him, I will also unleash a psionic blast. So that is 15 axe damage.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to do everything manually?
Yeah.
I thought Frank had this at least built in by itself.
So a total of 19 damage.
You
Just be access.
absolutely execute him.
Now, just as I just see the axe is through him enough that I know this is a death blow. My eyes are already darting around to the tree lines.
Okay, well, as there was nobody that. Oh, do you want to do anything else? Do you want to do anything with your movement?
I'll just step out oh, why can't I? There we go. I'll step out a little bit more. Cast a look around. In fact, let me just check something. yeah, glancing around, I will call out, shine!
Is that bonus action, yeah?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I don't have to go. Joe, I've been calling out. It's mentally. Shit, it seems mentally. Well, yeah, throw the. I've got the hard outline of the map. You hit the invisible walls.
Okay.
Do I see anything else as
You 100% do.
illumination?
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. Jesus Christ. 11 little Dave Mustaines.
You fucking metagamer.
How?
Oh, it just showed them all on the thingy?
Oh, I mean, to be fair, it has, but I did count the dice noises, to be honest.
Okay. That's good that it just shows them all. Okay, well, yeah.
Well, it says Game Master privately rolled some dice, but it also has the token art of a goblin next to it. In fact, no, do you know what? That's quite bad. It does. I can't see what it is, but I can see that 3 of them are some different token.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh, that's very Warhammer.
Oh no! What is that? Just what is that?
Okay.
They look like ice spiders, big as hounds.
Bigger than.
That's kind of unfortunate as well that it has also betrayed something about one of them that we're not meta. We won't.
Oh, that's interesting. That I wondered what that was.
What, the blue shield?
Yeah. Why is that flagged up then?
I've no idea what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Well, double left click on the token.
Yeah.
And go to the effect tab. And do you have an effect listed in there for it? I would presume from the look of that, it looks like it would be. I mean, I've never seen it in my life, but I would presume that means frost resistant or frost immune.
No, it doesn't. What is that off? Let me have a look then. That is.
I mean, I quite like that style of token. I've not seen it before.
Do you know what? It's a good job you said it.
Weirdly, I can look at what it is on myself for some reasons if I'm going to apply it to myself. I've never even heard of that.
Effect. So the temporary effect that it says it's got on is temporary hit points. I don't know why. Yeah, that's. I don't know why only that one has temporary hit points though.
Very queer.
Okay.
Okay, then yeah, that's me.
So I did wonder when I loaded up the thing before. I was like, I don't know what that.
I've been tabbed off Streamlabs for a while, and this is clearly when we thought it was a halfling. Nicky's put in chat. Ket says a word, and he'll catch these hands.
Okay. So I'm going to say that other than Sir Grist, you were all caught by surprise. And so we'll go to the top of the round. Oh my god, okay, I can see who it is at least, that's good. Okay.
So just so you know, our combat tracker doesn't have any of these new boys in. None of them are visible. It's still just one dead ice goblin and then us.
Okay, I will show you them as. Do I just show you them all? Do we normally see the combat track on yours?
Once things are revealed and in combat, you see it. Yeah.
Once I've done a full round, then you'll kind of know where everything's at. I guess we'll do that. Okay. So, this little shite hawk, he's going to target Cerberus, which is again a shame that the attacks aren't working directly. But what are you going to do? And he has a short bow drawn. He takes aim, steps out from under this tree, and off the shield, and you're just looking around, and you kind of like just see movement and shifting all around you. You kind of like lit up these shadows, and all these goblins start moving and shifting around, and he's going to hold his spot. He's going to stay where he's at. You then see this one come in. I need to double check. Okay, cool. He's going to.
So are they just to be overlapped?
They are riding.
They are riding. Cool. Yeah.
So this one. Yeah. Okay, it's going to put them on both. Hold on. Let's avoid that.
It's a really cool module for.
And this one comes charging through the undergrowth. Kind of crashes through these trees, riding this giant spider. I'm gonna have to try and find my artwork in a minute. And let me try and find it now.
You should be able to right-click the actor on the list. And
yeah. I know why. 1 minute.
Do you know why?
I do know why. Oh, where the hell did I put it? Because it's not the artwork for these individuals. I made a separate artwork. I just now don't know where I put it. Oh man. No.
It's fine. We can kill them first and then look at their faces.
Fucking hell, I spent ages making this artwork though. Okay, well, this is going to be more than one round of combat anyway, so we'll.
This will be more than one session of combat, I believe.
Well,
yes.
Do you want to stop before we get into it, so I can have MIDI QOL fixed for next week?
We've got 20 minutes.
I also wasn't sure how time.
We'll do a round of combat. We'll do a round of combat because I think there's quite enough. There's enough stuff here.
Next week, are we just going to tag Chirelios out for Lutetia?
Yeah.
Blow all your fucking big abilities, Chirelios.
What abilities? You've not had a long rest. You're all fucked. Okay, so this as this dude comes running in, he's holding on, gripped onto the huge hairs of this ice spider, and it is the ice spider that rears up and is going to make the attack. So he's riding. He's not the one that is going to attack, and it kind of comes flying down with these big, huge fangs, these open, wide mandibles, to bite down on Sir Gris.
Takes too long coming towards me. I just see it coming. The feet shift. The shield's ready. Clunk right in the mouth.
Man, you are just all day long. Okay. And he kind of like pulls it down and it lands in front of him. Kind of like goes low. And, next up is this dude. Comes in from the other side. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, let me double check the movement on it. It has. 40.
It's going around the sled. I thought it got
it's going straight over it. It's going straight over it. When I dropped it, it's put them in there to two different places. 1 second. So it's got 40 feet of movement, which means it actually does just finish on that side. It is also going to make a bite attack on you.
Do these look like the same sort of ice spiders we had in the cave, who were like shit scared of fire?
These look like much more bigger and tarantula-like. Those were like kind of, I don't know.
Bulldog. Oh, really?
Bulldog spiders.
Oh, I thought these were they were like the same size as these. Okay, no. I had that being much more creepier in my mind than it maybe was back at the time.
They're just really undersized for these goblins.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like riding mastiffs, basically. These things.
So about the size, the size of a hound.
Big spiders.
Man.
These are some big spiders.
Some big. big spiders.
Just bringing them all in for my big fucking AoE next turn.
Well, this one, he is going to. 1 second. Scuttles round the side. And goes out of sight. And do any of you speak giant?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think that I. Oh no! It's my axe kills giants. Not that I speak. No, I
I
do
know there's
not.
something with giant. That
Yeah. I fuck them up. If we
Oh no!
ever-
Sorry. Goblins don't speak giant. They speak goblin. Okay, so does anybody speak goblin? Sorry.
Alas, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they were gnomes, it would have been a different discussion.
Okay. Well, these two suddenly move around and hunker down. And it is. Who's saying it now? This dude all the way up here, man. He's gonna step forward a little bit, and he's gonna take a clean shot at Cerberus. Clean shot. So it should be easy to hit.
Clong.
What?
He's the tank, mate. He's a full fucking knight, and he saw them coming.
He was ready. He was born.
And you know, he didn't get fucking fairy fire spaffed all over his tits.
Oh man, you'd have been murdered
Yeah.
by now. Okay, Sir Grace,
God, it's me.
you are up. It's you now.
Or just because I haven't been in a situation before, are the spiders and the goblins equally easy to hit? I don't mean like AC, I mean in terms of accessibility.
Yes, yeah, they're on the back.
Yeah.
So if you want to target a spider or a goblin, you can target either.
Let me just glance behind me. My pals don't seem to be in any sort of dire straits yet. Okay, I am going to. The goblins are the masters. I know you've overlapped it for the tokens. I'm assuming I can target this guy.
Yeah, you can target anyone.
adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to strike at him, and I'm going to unleash a psionic blast.
Nice.
Strike, not blast. Oh no, not advantage. That was just Ooh, was a 16 hit?
Who are you attacking? The goblin or?
Yeah, but the targeted goblin.
I can't see who you're targeting.
Top left goblin.
Okay, cool. Yes, it does hit. They have
Okay.
an AC of 15.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so I hit him. I unleash my jisms. For a total of 11 damage to him, dear.
Dead.
Dead.
Well,
okay.
I say dead. I say okay. Knocked off and goes flying.
I'll be looking to keep one alive at the end. Until then, assume.
Sure.
And before he's even hit the floor, I will think. Scorch. Why has my my lantern jumped back up to 6?
Oh, I thought you'd used all your uses of your torch.
Not all. It had recovered once, but I have definitely used it since. I wonder if this is the same as their HP. It recovered its charges. Yeah, it recovered its charges after orc combat, but I have used it since.
Okay, so you've got 4 charges on it.
Okay, well, about to be 3 because can this guy? I need to go through and I'll not pass it. Everything. Can the other goblin please make me a DC 18 Dex saving throw? Or...
the other one that's riding, yeah.
Yeah, the one directly to Gris's right. What was it? 2D? Was it 2d6? 2d8? Let's have a look. Where Scorch was 2d6. Yeah, so DC 18 Dex saving throw. I don't know if him being on something affects that roll. Don't know. Never been in that situation. Oh, but I can't wait to find out. Max damage.
Okay, so it's a DC 18 Dex saving throw, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let me just check.
I mean...
Okay.
I mean, if they are vulnerable to fire, then I think he's dead even with half of that, isn't he? Based off the damage he did to the other one.
They are not vulnerable to fire.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He rolled. It's showing the rolls, yeah? He rolled a 22. Okay. So he takes half the damage, yep.
Yeah, 6 fire damage.
Okay. He's still alive, though.
Cool.
Okay. Is that your go?
It is my go.
It is now Ket's turn. What do you want Ket to do? He looks around to Turilos and Eileen.
Get up here, Ket! Trelios, Eileen! For a range support!
Okay. He's gonna draw his weapons as he's moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'll be with you in 6 seconds, okay?
Remember, he has his tactical leadership as a bonus action. He can choose one creature he sees within 30 feet. The creature doesn't provoke opportunity attacks until the end of the next turn, provided it can hear commands.
I ain't moving.
Okay. Then do you want him to just take the rest of his movement and get in with you?
He's got no range attack. He's got like a dagger he can throw it.
He can throw his dagger if you want him to.
I would like him to throw his dagger at the little goblin coming over. We can then retrieve it as part of his combo on the spider.
The one over this side?
No, the one I'm fighting.
Okay.
Let's try and thin numbers.
Okay.
I don't know how well trained these spiders are, you see. That's why I was asking before about the fire. Like, once the goblins are dead, if a spider's going to go, oh, fuck this is fire.
Haha. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. He's going to throw his dagger. It is I think it's the same for both. Yeah. Oh, misses. So as he kind of like runs in, hurls his dagger to try and take out this ice goblin, and it just skims past it as like the spider rears at the big hit that you had done.
And an elf would have made that shot.
I know. Don't say that to him. Right then. Okay. This one is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to kind of go into the tree and take some cover. It's kind of like, well, he's going to shoot. Actually, he's going to shoot at Turilos first. With its short bow. Man, this is a great opening round from my guys. And then he ducks behind the tree. Okay. Oh, let me just check something. How do I change initiative? Okay, I worked it out. Okay, cool. Okay. From the tree next to Eileen.
Hi.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi. Hello.
These come flying out.
Hello.
And this dude is riding atop this ice spider that it's really hard to position, and I don't know why it won't. There we go. That'll do. Okay. And this one comes right in. Lot of confidence. You kind of like he came from the direction that you heard the shouting from before, and he will come flying in with a scimitar at the ready. Okay, I just wanted to double check something. Yeah, he is going to make his attack on Eileen. And he makes one attack. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, that's gonna.
It's not bloody time. It's always going to be Eileen in it.
Of course.
You take 6 damage. And he kind of like slashes it, and you kind of like it catches across your like the height of it. It catches across your mask and kind of like scratches across your chest plate, and then as you kind of like double up, he comes back with another back slash, and he makes a second attack, but this time with disadvantage on his second attack. Ooh, how do I do that with disadvantage? Oh yeah, okay, attack with disadvantage. But...
Thankfully not.
And then that one misses you as you're kind of like still reeling from the attack. However, next person, you see. Oh no. Yeah. Come running out, and they are gonna use their full movement and get around Eileen.
I'm surrounded. I'm in
Go
danger.
around. The positioning y'all had was... do you know what, actually? I didn't intend to do it. It's only now that I've realised that I positioned you guys. So...
Sure about the middle of the map.
Well, no, I positioned you where you were in the map, but I positioned Eileen to the right where all the creatures were, and probably shouldn't have done. Why have you taken... Oh, you've just taken damage. Oh my god, Eileen.
Danger.
Like Ralph.
Oh, do you know what? If I... do you know what? Right, I'm going to roll... Do you want me to roll a d20 to see whether Turelios was on that side or not?
Trail's like, no.
Do you know what? I didn't do it intentionally. It's just where I'd put the tokens. I'm just going to carry on as normal.
Carry on as normal.
Carry on as normal. Yeah. Yeah. That, well, it was... Yeah, I didn't position there on purpose. Okay, Turelios, what do you want to do?
Oh.
Wait,
Very
aren't they getting bombarded?
No, because they took the rest of their movement to get towards you.
Ah, so they dashed.
Yes, yeah. So this dude didn't have to. This dude, the dude on the spider, he just moved in. The two little ones, they like jumped over the bushes and moved forward.
What space is the spider on?
The one that's adjacent to Eileen.
Okay, so under that goblin.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Eileen is there actually. Oh, and it would work only in the... Yeah, so that's okay, that's just not good. In which case, the only thing that makes any sense, I'll go like this, and then like this, and then it... Why is it already locked in?
What's locked in?
Don't be. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go from the... Because that would be 20, 15, 20. Okay, but that will... I'm trying to plan a route that will not get me opportunity attack and will get me in position, sorry. 5, 10, 15 feet would be there. That's good. Okay.
Eileen, you're up next.
Good enough. So that would be 15, that would be 20, that would be 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the spider within 15 feet from me, which is good, and I will cast Lightning Lure on the spider
Ooh, nice.
to get him over here.
Okay.
Why place measure template? What? It doesn't have a template. Oh. Saving throw, strength from the spider, please.
Okay.
As I send my friend. Please
Listen,
ask the spider to come over here.
Scorpion.
so you're doing lightning lure.
Yep.
But 1 second.
Oh god,
Huh?
that needs changing. Let's come back
no.
on.
It has returned.
I was so zoomed in as well on Eileen and the cluster around that made that extra funny for me.
It was like, "Whoop, we're on here, ladies and gentlemen."
Okay, so what DC was it? Oh,
15. Well, that's definitely below it.
Definitely.
So this one is pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward me.
I'm gonna make this ice goblin leader roll to see whether he is dragged with it, or whether it is kind of like dragged from underneath him.
Oh, sitting on it.
You kind of like you're pulling it out from underneath him though. It's like suddenly going in a completely different direction. So I think it's justifiable. So I will let him make a dexterity saving throw, and we'll see what happens. So I'll go with the same DC, so same DC 15. Oh, 18. He feels the spider suddenly lurch, and he's gonna let it go from underneath him. If he'd have failed it, he was gonna fall prone. And yeah.
Well, that was not nearly as effective as I thought it would be then. But okay. Oh, I'm still in private GM rules for some reason.
Oh, you dealt 2 damage.
Yeah.
So that's 2 damage on the spider, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me done.
Eileen.
Hey, we keep coming back here, aren't we? Well, time for spiritual weapon.
Would have just grabbed Eileen.
What grabbed me?
No, I should have just cast Lightning Glare on you instead.
You know what? That would have been wonderful.
You'd have killed her with 8 damage. That's what have happened.
To be fair, that probably would have been a very distinct possibility. So yes, bonus action, I'm going to cast spiritual weapon, and that is going to go on the one that first charged me.
Okay.
Does it? Does a 20 hit? Did I suddenly die?
No, you're fine.
I thought Discord just decided to...
No.
Nope.
I can hear you fine.
Oh, I accidentally turned my mic up, so I wasn't talking to anybody.
Mm.
Hi there. Yes, it does hit, yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Where do you wish to place the thing?
The place where it was. Between all these massive things.
Cool, okay. And that is going to the one that's directly in front of you.
Yes.
Okay. Still on his feet, and as this describe the spiritual weapon for me. Ooh, actually, let me double check something.
Absolutely, yes, please.
1 second. Attack. Okay, this is me being targeted with an attack. Okay, cool. He has redirect attack. When a creature the goblin can see targets with an attack, the goblin chooses another goblin within 5 feet of it. The 2 goblins swap places, and the chosen goblin becomes the target instead. So he, in fact, isn't hit by it.
He's stoving his mate in.
He's stoving his mate in.
Why do they keep saying that?
Switching away, and so it hits this dude instead, and immediately kills him. So you tell me how that happens. You give me the description of that.
Okay. Well,
I say killed him. It knocks him unconscious. So whether you want them dead or not, it's up to you. But he's dropped.
I don't think that I'm going to go for death as a default.
Okay.
So it's probably knocked out.
Yep.
So very a Scooby-Doo moment. The moment that the weapon pops out of thin air and starts whamming, they just have a moment in which it looks at it, it pulls up its friend, it goes, nope, you deal with it, and it just comes knocking over on their head. And clear series stars just dance around its head.
Nice.
And just looking at the entire thing.
Okay. Believe that takes us to the top of the round.
I mean, I still have one action.
Oh, you do have an action left. That's a bonus action.
Yes.
This girl, you go for it. What do you want to do?
And I'm still looking at the one that decided to trade places with a friend and go for a mace.
Oh.
Which no.
No.
Which
This does
no.
not happen. Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn. Well, Sir Gris, as you look around, you see once again Eileen caught out on her own. Ket is in between everybody, just lost one of his weapons. Tyrelos drags forth this spider, whipping this somewhat more agile, seemingly more cunning and intelligent goblin that leaps from off its back. Seems to have some more tactical prowess than its others. So much so. Did you say this is a World of Warcraft something before? Or Warhammer?
Warhammer.
Oh yeah, it's very Warhammer for like goblins to ride big spiders. I imagine from plenty of things. It always sticks in my mind, like just goblins riding big spiders.
Sure. You can't see it right now, but so that I could remember which one was which, I will show you in the Discord.
Growing.
I've got a little hidden thing attached to him. Just so I can identify the boyo. Okay. Which, given that he's done his maneuvers now, is obvious that he's the leader of this somewhat motley crew.
Ha! Motley crew with that hair. Very
Nice. And so, blood spilled more on the goblin's side than on yours. This entire valley basked in red, the red of death. Apart from this still glittering dead blue goblin, just covered in fairy fire on the floor. We will end our chilling encounter there for this
Excellent.
evening.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Uriel just disappears into the mist.
He glitches out for a second and turns
"What have
into
you-"
Lucia.
Yeah. He's like, what have you done to me? Why is there a spider right here?
Right, thank you guys. I will catch you all next week. Well, except I won't catch you, Torelios.